Hi friends, today I am going to share with you about the expenses incurred by the United States of America in its Iran war. Do you know why Donald Trump has become soft towards Iran? Now Iran is very much stubborn. It is not subduing under the feet of the US president. Once US president said that if Iran doesn't respond to the American call for ceasefire, and if it doesn't bow down before the president Donald Trump, then it might be destroyed. The entire civilization of Iran might be destroyed, and he said that the bridges and powerhouses of Iran will be destroyed completely in Iran. But that Mr. Donald Trump has become very soft towards Iran, and you must know that the Pentagon has asked for $1.5 trillion defense budget for the fiscal year 2027. Not only that, they have additionally requested over 200 billion in supplementary emergency funding, specifically to replenish munitions and support operations for the conflict. Can you just imagine? So this is one of the highest budget demand by Pentagon during peacetime in the American history. And I would like to say another very interesting fact. I would like to share another very interesting fact with you. Another reason behind Donald Trump's retreat or coming back from Iran war is that Donald Trump has already burned his face in the war, because yes, definitely US and Israel have been able to destroy or make tremendous loss to Iran, but Iran is an old civilization, and Iranian people are very resilient, and they are very patriotic towards their country. They love their country. They will not leave the battlefield until they have blood in their vein. So this is the stubbornness of Iranian people, and Iranian people are very patriotic, and Iranian Revolutionary Guard is also very much strong, and their mental strength is uncomparable. I would say that United States of America has already lost, do you know how many? Approximately $29 billion in Iran war. This is another reason, because in November there is a by-election in the USA, and there is little chances of Republican Party to come back in power, because people are annoyed. Because I have seen in one article of a newspaper in the US, where it is said that people in United States already suffering about $5,000 due to Iran war. So why the people as a whole will go to suffer because of the capricious, and you say that his whimsical initiation of war against Iran. So what is the Pentagon? The Pentagon reported that US war in Iran has cost approximately $29 billion. So, however, experts and analysts suggest that true cost, including long-term expenses, could reach $1 trillion. Can you imagine? If you the sum total of the Iran war, US-Iran war, US lost almost $1 trillion with high daily operational costs and rapid depletion of munitions. You see, Pentagon few days ago, they estimated that approximately 25 billion dollar they have lost. But ultimately, very recently in a congressional committee, the Pentagon head Petty Hegseth, he came and he told that Pentagon has estimated that $29 billion primarily for munitions, maintenance, and operation costs. Okay, an initial daily burn rate estimated at $1 billion to $2 billion per day in the initial stages of the war, when it began in February, 28th February, and in the first week of March, they spent, the United States of America alone spent $1 to $2 billion per day. And you see, total economic impact, if you see, you will see that analysts suggest the war could cost as much as $1 trillion when accounting for global economic impacts such as disruption of oil markets and increased defense spending. And definitely, as a result, United States of America, the Pentagon has proposed a $1.5 trillion defense budget, partly driven by costs from this conflict. Military impact: significant depletion of assets, including the use of about 50% of Tomahawk land attack missile inventory. Do you know that how many missiles did the United States of America spend or chew on Iran? And do you know how much losses actually they had suffered? President Trump, that is why President Donald Trump is now afraid to once again initiate and show his arrogance toward Iran, because he has become very soft. And United States of America's President Donald Trump has become very soft towards Iran, because every day if you see that one US representative, Ro Khanna, claimed the war would cost the US economy about $630 billion, or some $5,000 per household. And so when accounting for increased gas and food prices, so the people of the United States of America are actually suffering, and not only the people of the United States of America alone, the world as a whole is suffering due to the faulty war policy of Donald Trump and I will say Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel. Munition concerns, if you see, you will find that when asked about concerns over the US's ability to replenish its weapons supply and maintain its military readiness, Hegseth said the Pentagon was well aware of all those dynamics, because Mr. Hegseth is very well aware what is going to happen, and I was telling you that how much or how many terminal high altitude area defense or THAAD had been used, and how many missiles have been used by the United States of America alone. This includes about 45% of its stockpile of precision strike missiles and about half of its terminal high altitude area defense interceptors and Patriot ballistic interceptor missiles. Analysis of 7 key munitions show that the United States has enough missiles to continue fighting this war under any possible scenario. Yes, definitely the United States of America has so much stockpile yet to fight against Iran, but it is afraid because it has spent already $29 billion, and every day every household in the United States of America are is suffering. I mean, they have for this war. Every household has suffered 5,000 US dollar. So that is not a matter of joke. So definitely there is an internal pressure from the US soil itself, so that the US does not make this kind of war against any country. Not only that, the US Labor Department said that the consumer price index had risen 3.8%. So when in April 2025, the highest annual increase since 2023, on a monthly basis, April prices rose to 0.6% from March, as prices to gasoline and petrol rose 5.4%. So you see, this is the change, this is the problem the United States of America alone is suffering. And by the war, India, the largest democracy in the world, China, almost all the countries in the world are suffering because the hike of oil and gasoline prices, the hike of hike in prices of medicines, hike in prices of daily uses or consumer goods. So as a result, the world is suffering due to the faulty war policy of the United States of America in Iran. And I hope that there will be peace, there will be a truce, there will be a permanent settlement, and Iran will also release its Strait of Hormuz, so that oil can be easily and freely move. So that because it is the oil, 1/5 oil move from this place, from this strait. So definitely I would request Iran to consider, and definitely I would say United States of America also to make further gestures, so that this kind of war can be avoided, not only against Iran, not only against Venezuela or Cuba, nowhere in the world, because every country has right to live freely, or everybody has the right to rule or govern the country freely and fairly, and without any fear of threat, without any fear of attack. So I hope that there will be permanent peace in the globe, and without peace there cannot be development. Without peace there cannot be development. Development can only, or progress can only be possible in an atmosphere of peace. Our United Nations Secretary General also said that for achieving sustainable development goals by 2030, we need peace. First thing he said about peace. So I would request all the noble-minded people, all the head of states to stop war and bring peace. So all things can be settled through negotiation, through diplomacy and dialogue. What India prefers, what India says, that only all international conflicts, all national conflicts, all border conflicts, everything can be settled through two means, through democratic means and through dialogue. I hope that the countries will find it, it necessary, because for the development or for the growth or for the progress of their own people, they will try to settle all the conflicts through peace, through dialogue and democracy. Okay, with this I would like to definitely, and dialogue must be there. Dialogue is one thing. Amartya Sen also once said that all problems can be settled through dialogue. Okay, so diplomacy and dialogue in a democratic atmosphere is the highest need of this hour. With this I would like to conclude here. Thank you very much.